personally know that there's probably going to be a lot of questions about what are you going to say about Donald Trump and his attacks. Here's what I would say. Now that he's completed his gratuitous attack, why don't we press on and deal with the real issues? You know, the reason that I'm in this race is because there are some real profound issues that affect the trajectory of our country right now. That's what the people of America are concerned about. Not so much politics as usual, politics of personal destruction. That's what people are sick and tired of. And I'm hopeful that at some point we reach a level of maturity that we can actually deal with the issues that are facing us right now and stop getting into the mud and doing things that really don't matter.
Dr. Carson, at the risk of getting into the mud, I did talk to some voters who are out there waiting for you to speak today, and they were concerned. A number of them spoke about what Donald Trump had to say about your redemption story. And given that that is a concern that was just expressed to me minutes ago by some voters, I wonder how you feel about Donald Trump telling the people in Iowa they would have to be stupid to believe your redemption story.
Well, you know, the wonderful thing is it's not really up to me. It's up to the people. They will listen, and they will be able to make a decision about whether they want to listen to the usual politics of personal destruction, or whether they want to deal with something better.
Are you personally offended by it?
Let me put it this way. I expect that kind of thing. That's what's been going on in our country for years. That's dragging us in the mud, and I don't expect it to change anytime soon, but I don't have to get into it.
Dr. Carson, Mr. Trump last night spoke for 95 minutes. Some of that was about you, but a lot of it was about other aspects of the race. He called the people of Iowa stupid for falling for your story. Do you think that's representative of the temperament of a commander-in-chief? Is that what you think voters want in the White House?
Well, certainly it wouldn't be a pattern of behavior that I would adopt. But, you know, that's the nice thing about, you know, an extended political process like the one that we have. People will have an opportunity to look at all of us, to assess what kind of people we are, and whether, in fact, they feel we would represent them well.
Dr. Carson, Donald Trump last night on CNN compared things that you said about having a pathological temper to being a child molester, and he said both things are incurable in real life. Do you find this appropriate dialogue from your frontrunners for the Republican race at this point?
Well, it's not the kind of dialogue that I would ever engage in. And I'm hopeful that maybe his advisors will help him to understand the word pathological and recognize that that does not denote incurable. It's not the same. It simply is an adjective that describes something that is highly abnormal and something that fortunately I've been able to be delivered from for a half a century now.
In calling you a child molester, do you believe he owes you an apology?
Well, I don't believe he called me a child molester.
He compared your pathology to child molestation.
Well, you know, I always find it a little amusing what people in the press like to say. You compared this, and therefore you said they're the same. I don't buy all that stuff. So those are questions we should ask Donald Trump.